I wanted to speak on the Shivatandava, not the Shivatandava Stotram, that some other day. Yeah, Shivatandava Stotram is by Ravana, some other day. I wanted to speak on the Shivatandavam because it is probably one of the most magnificent achievements of our culture, the creation of that form. Historically, it seems to have been sometime in the 6th or the 7th century AD. So it's only 1300. And it's very obviously something that is part of South Indian yoga because North India doesn't know Shiva as a dancer, as a Nataraja. They simply don't know him. They don't know him as the king, which is what he is known in down south. So it's very obviously something that came up in South Indian yoga. But it's just about the most magnificent thing. It is, in cultural terms and psychological terms, it is just about the best thing that we have ever created in our popular sort of religious beliefs. Very interestingly, that in Bern they have this super collider, and they got one bronze Nataraja and put it outside as the a really gigantic Nataraja, and they put it outside as sort of the best symbol for. So the Nataraja is, in that sense, the South Indian yoga, or I wouldn't even say South Indian yoga because I'm quite sure that the knowledge was there in the north, but the north unfortunately took the brunt of the Islamic invasion, so it must have all been wiped out. The Nataraja is just the pinnacle of our understanding of how the universe works. Because see, the Nataraja is the Lord of the universe. He is known as Jagannatha also. It's not just Jagannatha, Vishwanath. Now, Jagat is an interesting word because Jagat means that which moves. Ja, that, Gati. जिसमें गति होता है, गति means movement. That which has movement is the world. So if that is so and he is Vishwanath or Jagannath, what is the best movement? The best movement is dance. So, they figured out that if somebody is the Lord of the world, then he would be a dancer. Now, this, of course, today, while we all pay lip service to it, if our sons say that they want to learn Indian classical dance, we all freak. So it is not a. But that concept of the Nataraja, the concept of the Tandava of the Nataraja, it is so extraordinary that I spent many years of my life trying to learn about it, and then I realized that this is something that is full of misconceptions and wrong notions. First of all, the very notion that the Tandava is an angry dance, which I get really angry when I hear that now, because that's simply not true. I do not know where it has come from, but it is apparently very hardwired into the popular culture that the Tandava is an angry dance. The Nataraja, as we call it, is not even the Nataraja. That is a form, that is a pose. What we call the Nataraja is actually the Ananda Tandava Murti, the dance of bliss. So my personal take on Nataraja is I call him the bliss dancer, the person who is dancing in bliss. He is the bliss dancer. But that is not the only form of Tandava. There are multiple kinds of Tandava, and Tandava is rather complex because, strictly speaking, Tandava is named after Tandu, who was one of the Bhudaganas of Shiva, and he is the person who was supposed to have taught the Natya Shastra to Bharadamuni. So, somebody who learned directly from Shiva and then later on taught it to Bharadamuni. Chapter 4 of the Natya Shastra, Bharadamuni has explained the 108 kinds of postures, 108 postures in Tandava. Now, the postures are different. They are called Karanas, 108 Karanas. The only place where they are available today is in Chidambaram temple where we all went. Though we didn't see it, it's in the Natya Sabha, it's there, it's carved over there. And very oddly, when American Swami went and opened up his thing in Hawaii, so in Hawaii, he actually commissioned somebody to make 108 dancing Shivas, Karanas, and he's got it over there in his ashram in Hawaii. So these are the only two places, Chidambaram and Hawaii. the, now, a Karana basically means a way you hold your hand and a way you hold your leg and thing like that. And when you combine more than 3 or 4, up to 7, then it becomes what is called a, क्या कहते हैं उसको? Angahara, yes, Angahara, which are 32. Now, even Ganpati has 32 forms. The Tamil Nadu Handicrafts Association, I was very pleased to say, have made a set. They sell it as a set, 32 forms of Ganpati in bronze. With its own nice teakwood stand and whatever wood it is, stand and everything, but only 3.5 lakhs. So I'm like, all right. when I have my when I have my own institute that time, and also the 108 postures, the 108 karanas. Now that is in dance, 108 postures in of Nataraja. I'll speak of some of them. The most famous I'll speak of also. But yogis also use the Tandava. Yogis also use the Tandava as a way to communicate, and while generally people know that there are 7 kinds of Tandava, that's also not true. There are 64. Just as there are 64 yoginis, there are 3 temples in India, 2 in Madhya Pradesh, 1 in Orissa, 64 yogini pitha. 64 different kinds of yogini, 64 different kinds of yoga. Similarly, there are 64 different kinds of Tandava. The problem is I don't have the permission to speak on all 64. The people who taught me don't even want their names to come out, forget their teachings, So I'll speak just more or less about the ones in public domain, the ones that everybody knows of. But the Tandava, as it is understood in yoga, is a yogic process. You can either put yourself into that posture or you can actually do the dance. And it creates certain reaction in your body, in your mind, in your prana, and it brings you to a certain level of vibration. Certain people could not tolerate sitting still for hours and meditating and practicing. So they needed something bodily. They needed something. So, and even asanas were not creative enough for them. Asanas were looking too boring to them. So the yogis came up with this way of, we'll dance this fellow into enlightenment. We'll put him into dance. We'll make these people dance, and then just by the fact that they go through, if you go through all 108 of the karanas, you will have hit consciously or unconsciously the 64 are covered. And 64 is exactly twice the 32. Yeah. The Angaharas are 32 and the Tandavas are 64. So there is some, okay, all that is secret stuff. One should not speak too much about it. But still it is there. That vibration is very clear. That vibration is very clear. The 32 Ganpatis are very easy. You can see them. It's on the net, everything. 32 Ganpatis. Similar, though the Ganpati is usually sitting. There is only one form of Ganpati called Nritya Ganpati, where he is dancing. But basically the idea is the same. So these are certain sadhana processes. These are certain psychological and physical. It's for the creative people, the exceedingly creative. The people basically who are tremendously rajasic or tremendously in Sringara Rasa. They can't do the normal things. They need to be moving, they need to be active, they need to be creative. So for those people, this whole body dynamic sadhana was created, which is called the Tandava.